Today I'm going to be talking about what the AI giants are saying in 2026 and what it actually means for SME marketing. The biggest AI leaders in the world are not talking about better LinkedIn captions. They're talking about AI agents, AI search, AI workers, and a completely different way of running a business. So if you're still using AI to write the odd post, tidy up an email, or come up with a few blog ideas, the issue is probably not that you're using the wrong tool. The issue is that you're asking too small a question. Because the real question now is not, can AI help us create more content? The real question is our marketing clear enough, structured enough, and useful enough for AI to actually make it better? Because AI does not fix weak marketing, it actually magnifies it. So if your positioning is vague, AI helps you say vague things even faster. If your offer is unclear, AI gives you a smoother version of the same confusion. And if your content has no real point of view, AI will help you produce even more of that. And that is not progress, that is faster noise. Your buyer is already changing. They are not just going to Google, clicking the first result or even the second or third, reading your website and then filling out the form. They are using ChatGPT, Perplexity, Google AI tools, LinkedIn, YouTube, review sites, and industry content, including things like Reddit. They are asking for summaries, they're comparing providers, they are checking what to look for before they even buy. So the question is not just, are you visible on Google? The question is, are you clear enough, credible enough, and useful enough to show up when AI is helping people make important decisions? So let's start with Elon Musk. At Davos in 2026, Musk said we might have AI that is smarter than any human by the end of this year. Now, you can take that prediction however you want, but for marketers, the useful point is simple. AI is moving faster than most businesses are moving. And when speed becomes available to everyone, speed stops being your natural advantage. A first draft is not impressive anymore, nor are 10 headline ideas or a rewritten sales email. Those things are no longer impressive. Those things are now basic. The advantage is actually clarity. So before you use AI to produce anything, use it to challenge your thinking before you do marketing. So take your homepage, for example, or your LinkedIn profile, your main service page, latest sales email, and a few recent posts, and ask AI where the message is unclear, where it sounds generic, where the proof is weak, and where a buyer might still be thinking, yes, but what do you actually do? That is a far better use of AI than asking it to produce another post that starts with, in today's fast-paced digital landscape, which frankly belongs in a sealed concrete block at the bottom of the sea. The takeaway from Musk is not panic and create more. The takeaway is use AI to expose weak thinking before you scale it. Now let's talk about Jensen Huang from NVIDIA. He said AI is no longer just an application, it is essential infrastructure, and that matters because a lot of SMEs are still treating AI like a pile of random tools. Someone is using ChatGPT, someone else is using Copilot, someone else is using Canva AI, someone has signed up for something they saw on TikTok, and nobody really knows what is being used, what information is going on, and whether any of it is actually improving the business. Because that is not an AI strategy. That is just digital junk all over your business. The practical point from Jensen Huang is that AI needs to sit inside the way your marketing works. Do not start with what AI tools should we try. Start with where is the friction in our marketing. Maybe you struggle to create content consistently. Maybe leads come in and go cold. Maybe sales and marketing are disconnected, or maybe your team keeps answering the same questions on sales calls, but nobody turns those answers into useful content. Once you know where the friction is, then you know where AI can actually help. Because if sales keeps hearing the same objections, use AI to turn those objections into website copy, FAQs, shorts content, LinkedIn posts, email follow-ups, and sales materials. If inquiries are going cold, use AI to help build a nurture sequence that keeps the conversation alive without sounding like a robot. If nobody knows what to post, use AI to organize your raw material, your customer questions, your client wins, your founder opinions, common objections, and industry shifts into a proper place for your content plan. That is AI infrastructure. It is not glamorous, but it's practical, and practical tends to pay the bills. Now let's bring in Sam Altman from OpenAI. He has talked about AI agents joining the workforce, and this is where things get more serious for marketing, because AI is moving from something you type into to something that can carry out work across a process. That does not mean handing your marketing function to an AI agent and disappearing for 3 weeks until you want your brand to come back sounding like a haunted printer, but parts of marketing will become much more automated. Research competitor monitoring, content repurposing, reporting, list building, CRM updates, and follow up are all obvious ideas. So the useful question is not, will AI replace our marketing team? The useful question is, what should still be human led, what can be AI assisted, and what could be automated safely? Human led work is the work that needs judgment, strategy, client understanding, positioning, tone, and commercial nuance. AI assisted work looks at things like research, outlines, repurposing, campaign ideas, sales notes, and reporting analysis. Automated work is the low risk, repetitive stuff where the rules are clear and the stakes are low. That one exercise will tell you whether you need a person, a better process, an agency, an AI workflow, or a mix of the four. It also changes how you hire, because saying we need someone to do more social media is not enough anymore. You need to know what social media is meant to do for the business. Is it building founder authority? Is it warming up your prospects? Is it supporting outbound? Is it helping recruitment or making the business look credible when someone checks you out after a referral? If you do not know the job, you cannot hire properly. You're just hiring activity, and activity is not the same as impact. Now let's talk about Dario Amodei from Anthropic. He has been very direct about the impact of AI on white-collar work, especially entry-level knowledge work. Marketing needs to pay attention because a lot of junior marketing work is exactly the kind of work AI can now support. First drafts, basic research, summaries, simple reports, blog outlines, email drafts, scheduling, list building, and campaign ideas are all changing. But that does not mean junior marketers are finished. It means the job changes. A junior marketer who waits to be told what to post will struggle. A junior marketer who can use AI to research faster, spot better angles, understand the customer, improve the work, and analyze what is happening will be far more valuable. So for SME leaders, stop hiring marketing people around tasks and start hiring around outcomes. Do not just say we need someone to manage social media, say we need marketing to generate better quality inquiries, or we need marketing to support the sales team, or we need to become known for a specific problem in a specific market, because that gives you a much stronger brief. And if you've already have a marketing team, ask whether AI is helping them work better or just helping them produce it faster, because faster rubbish is still rubbish. It just gets to market with a modicum of confidence. Now let's talk about Sundar Pichai from Google. And this one matters because search is changing. Google is moving from show me a list of websites towards help me get something done. That means your website still matters, but it is no longer the whole game. Your entire online presence matters. When buyers ask AI tools for recommendations, comparisons, questions to ask, risks to consider, and providers to look at, your business needs to be clear enough and credible enough to be included. So here is a practical exercise. Go into ChatGPT, Perplexity, Manus, Gemini, or whichever AI search tool you use and ask the kind of questions your buyer would ask. Do not search your own brand name. Ask things like, what should I look for when choosing this kind of supplier? Who helps SMEs with this problem? What are the best options for this type of business? Or what questions should I ask before hiring this provider? Ask it even to give you the questions. And then look what appears. Which competitors show up? What sources are being used? What kind of proof is being referenced? What questions are being answered that your website does not answer? And then plug those gaps. Because your service page is clearer, write better case studies, add specific testimonials, create comparison content, make sure your LinkedIn profile, company page, website, YouTube, podcast, and third-party mentions all the same stories. Because if your online presence is thin, vague, or inconsistent, AI is not going to do the detective work on your behalf. It will probably ignore you. Now let's talk about Satya Nadella from Microsoft. His point is that we are moving from individual models to systems. And this is where SMEs need to be honest, because most businesses do not have an AI problem, they have a systems problem. They do not have a content system, a lead generation system, a follow-up system, a reporting system, or a clean way of capturing what customers are asking and what sales teams are hearing. So when they add AI, they're adding it to a mess. And AI added to a mess does not become strategy. It becomes a faster mess with a little bit of nice formatting. So pick one system and improve it. For most SMEs, I would start with content because content supports search, sales, trust, referrals, recruitment, and founder visibility. A simple monthly system would look like this. In week 1, gather customer questions, sales objections, client wins, industry changes, founder opinions, and anything prospects seem confused about. In week 2, use your AI to turn that raw material into themes and posts, email ideas, video ideas, blog outlines, and sales content. And in week 3, have a human sharpen the message and examples, remove the bland bits, and make sure it sounds like the business. In week 4, publish, repurpose, and review what happened. That is not complicated. It just needs to happen consistently. Now, let's talk about Peter Thiel. He has made the point that AI may be harder on technical or maths-based work than people expect, and more favourable to people who are strong with words. But the point for marketers is not that writers are safe. AI can write all day. The issue is not the words, the issue is the meaning behind those words. Good marketing is understanding what matters to the buyer, what they are worried about, what proof would make them relax, and what they are already thinking but have not quite put into words. That is where marketers still matter. So use AI to sharpen your message, not just produce more content. Ask what a skeptical buyer would think. Ask where the message sounds generic. Ask what proof is missing. Ask what would make the offer more credible. Ask what someone would need to know before they book a call. That is AI as a thinking partner, not a content vending machine. And finally, Demis Hassabis from Google DeepMind has warned that AI can either sharpen your thinking or make it worse, depending on how you use it. And that is exactly what we're seeing in marketing. Some teams are using AI to research better, test ideas, improve structure, and create more useful content. Other teams are using it to produce polished emptiness. Posts that sound the same, blogs that say nothing, emails with no personality, thought leadership with no thought in it. Content that is technically fine, but completely forgettable. So use AI in 3 stages. Before the work, use it for research, questions, objections, structure, and angles. During the work, use it for drafts, examples, alternatives, headlines, and repurposing. After the work, use it to critique what you've made and whether it is clear, useful, specific, credible, and whether it sounds like you. Because using AI badly is not impressive. It is just quicker mediocrity. So what does all this mean for SME marketing? First, your positioning needs to be clearer because both people and AI systems need to understand what you do, who you help, and why you're credible. Second, your content needs to answer real buyer questions, not just fill a posting schedule. Third, your marketing needs systems because AI works best when there is a clear process to support. Fourth, your hiring needs to change because the value is moving away from basic execution and towards judgment, strategy, editing, commercial thinking, and AI capability. Fifth, your website needs to become more useful because AI search will reward businesses that are clear, specific, structured, and backed up by proof. And finally, your team needs to stop treating AI as a shortcut around thinking because the businesses that use AI well will get sharper, while the businesses that use it lazily will sound like everyone else. So the big question message is this: AI is changing the way people find you, judge you, compare you, and remember you. If your marketing is vague, inconsistent, or built around random activity, that question is going to show up faster. But if your positioning is clear, your systems are strong, your content is useful, and your team knows how to use AI properly, then this is a huge opportunity. Because SMEs do not need to outspend bigger competitors. They just need to be clearer, sharper, and more useful and easier to trust. And AI can help with that, but it needs something decent to work with. So AI is not the strategy, it is the amplifier. The real question for business leaders is not, are we using AI? The real question is, are we giving AI a strong enough strategy to amplify? So I hope that was useful. Thank you again for tuning in this week. And if you like this content, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next week.